Hi, my name is Willie. In this video, I'm going to go over more of my new toy. Runs on propane. I'm not sure if I'm going to probably swap this out for a carburetor. I want to put a 2-barrel on here someday. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'll go into more detail on that with another video, but I wanted to talk about this propane venturi around here because I don't really see a lot of videos on these. This is not a fuel shutoff relay like I thought it was. This is actually a what do you call it? It's actually a multi-fuel port. That's what I'm going to call it. I can't think of a better name for it, but there's a check valve, or there's a valve that goes back and forth here between the propane valve, and then there's another one in here that's for natural gas. So it's you put 12 volts to this for propane. Otherwise, it's spring loaded and it'll take natural gas and run on natural gas. Now, I have another video up on a Kohler generator that ran on gas or propane. Unfortunately, that engine bit the dust. You gotta change your oil on an engine after it sits. Or an oil filter, I'm sorry. The oil filter was defective after sitting, and it burned up the engine. So I had the propane system left over from that engine. It could be consolidated more. I just haven't gotten to that point. I just wanted to hear it run for now. So we have our high pressure propane coming through to a regulator that goes down to about 1 to 2 psi. I believe I saw information saying 1 psi for every 10 horsepower or so. I think this is probably running about 2 psi. Whenever you're running propane, you have to have a shutoff of some kind. So this is a valve, the electric valve that opens and closes the valve. So I need to have 12 volts to that, and I also have to have 12 volts to this for this system to work. This is a vacuum operated valve. It sits partially open to prime, but once it primes, it's got a diaphragm in between these 4 pins. It's got a diaphragm that opens and closes more or less once it starts to control the fuel flow. So this is more or less the low speed adjustment kind of a thing, and then the screws here would be for the high speed adjustment. Because this was already tuned for an 18 horsepower engine, it pretty much just fired right up and ran fine. So I'm going to hook up the starter and then plug in the electric for the propane. It should fire right up just fine. I did have it run in a second. It's still warm. I just want to make sure it was going to run before I tried getting a video of it because I'm doing some juggling here. But yeah, I can fire it up again quick. It's kind of neat. A little bit of juggling here, like I said before. Are you ready? Well, ooh, I'll leave that there. Oh, and the thing came off. This is just not working. I'm gonna smell some propane, but I don't care. Perfect, but it works. It's got a mixture issue. I don't know where the issue's at yet. Yeah, I can fine tune this better. Obviously, with this long hose, there might be some issues. I thought you'd find that interesting. Another news: no smoke. Fire's right up like it's supposed to. I can't turn it over anymore. Yeah, I had a friend do the valves over the week. That cylinder's good, and that cylinder's still not as good, but still way better than it was. But gotta do some fine tuning. Now, what I plan on doing with this is I was doing some research between the 18 and 23 horsepower engines. I found that the sump cover in the back, the crankshaft, and the connecting rods are all the same. The pistons are only 1/10 of an inch bigger. The camshaft and the heads are different. Those are the 2 main differences, as well as they have a dual carb, or a dual 2-barrel carburetor on the 20 horsepower and up engines. And I'm thinking with some trim in here, I can probably fit the Duke 2-barrel in here, but I'm not going to get into that for a while yet. But there it is. She runs. So I have $250 into the engine and $35 into the valve work. So I'm happy. Are you happy? Well, if you're happy, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.